What's going on YouTube? It's AKingsCreation again, bringing you guys another guide, but today it's going to be about a build video. Okay, so we're at 3,500 plus combat power, and I wanted to go ahead and break down my progress with you guys, PVE and PVP related. As you guys can see in the clips, this build is really strong, so we're going to go ahead and break down what I currently have and what I'm going to look forward to acquiring. So when I do another build video on this same exact weapon combination in the future, you guys will kind of predict what's going to be, right? So let's go ahead and take a look what we currently have. All right, so we're on the equipment page, the character info, whatever you want to call it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start from left of the screen to right of the screen. We're going to go ahead and talk about the points first. We got 50 points into strength, 54 into dexterity, 10 into wisdom, and 30 into perception. This gives us a total of 3,500 plus combat power. But obviously, like I said, I mentioned this in a previous guide on my channel. Make sure you guys follow me if you want to get already up to date on what information I've already provided. I said that the stats don't only contribute to the combat power. Obviously, your gear, your traits, even your skills. If you guys want more of that information, I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this video, right? But let's moving on to the weapons. So we're going with the Shattering Quarterstaff. Like I said, you guys can get that here. Yes, you can farm it at Tyrant's Isle, and you should be able to get a chance for the drop for the Shattering Quarterstaff here from this co-op dungeon. Then we're going with critical hit chance, and heavy attack chance maxed out on this. Then we're going with the Dark Slayer daggers. Got heavy attack chance, hit chance, and critical hit chance on this as well. Then we're going to go ahead and move to the actual gear set. Okay, so we got the heroic hood with max health, range evasion, and magic invasion. Then we got the ancient tapestry with skill damage resistance, max health, and debuff duration. Then we're going with Phantom Wolf tunic, magic invasion, range evasion, and max health. This is not done yet, but this should push me about 3,600 once I get this done. All right, then we're going with the heroic grips. We got range evasion, mana regen, and magic invasion. Now I'm going to transfer this out with Shadow Harvester gloves, but as of right now, this is my current placeholder, and I told you guys what I'm going to do in the future, so now you guys know in advance. But we're going to change this out with the Shadow Harvester. We're going to go 4-piece Shadow Harvester. So the hood, the grips, the pants, and the boots will be changed out for Shadow Harvester set. But as of right now, we got the Phantom Wolf with range evasion, magic evasion, max health. Then we got the Glade Stalker boots with range evasion, max health, and magic evasion. Now the only replacement for this right now is the Shadow Harvester boot. This is the next best slot when it comes to boots, because for a staff dagger build, because any other purple item right now other than the Shadow Harvester wouldn't be that good, especially if you're going range magic invasion. But other than that, yeah, that's what we have. Then we're going with Collar of Decimation. We got skill damage boost, bind chance, and buff duration. Then we're going with the ancient bracers. We got skill damage resistance, mana regen, and debuff duration. Then we're going with the violent signet with max health, skill damage boost, and buff duration. Then we're going with the amber band with skill damage boost, max health, and buff duration. This also will be replaced with the T2 dungeons. I think it is the external belt. Yes, that comes from the Island of Terror, by the way, so keep that in mind. That belt does drop from that. That will be replaced, but right now I got the girdle, and I'm probably going to use the girdle until I max out that belt from Island of Terror. This is what we have right now for the weapons and the gear. Let's go ahead and show the overall stat details. Right now we're setting at a melee, we're setting at a hit chance of about 739. Once my build is completely complete, I'm expected to get around 900 hit chance. Maybe we can get up to 1,000. I'm not too sure. I might have to move some pieces around, but right now we're sitting at magic invasion. I need the range evasion to get above 1,000, but right now this is what we got currently because I'm not complete yet. But we're sitting at 3,500, which a lot of people are not. So this is definitely a good build for people who are not here yet, right? Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to our skills. Now the difference between the skills, what makes it PvE and PvP is just the skills itself, the skill rotation, etc, and the passives as well. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the PvP first. All right, so the skills that I'm using for my PvP is Chain Lightning, Focus Fire Bombs, Infernal Wave, Ice Spear Bombardment, Cleaving Moonlight, Shadow Escape, Brutal Incision, Camouflage Cloak, Icebound Tomb, Victorious Energy, Frost Smokescreen, Judgment Lightning. Then we're going with the passives of Assassin Step, Assassin's Instincts, Shadow Walker, Wrathful Edge, Poetic Barrier, Mana Amp, Forbidden Sanctuary, and Flame Condensation. Now we're going to go look at our skill specializations. For the dagger, we got the first one in Cleaving Moonlight, the first one in Shadow Escape. For the staff, we got the first 4 in Focus Fire Bombs, the last 3 in Infernal Wave, the last 2 in Chain Lightning, all 3 in Ice Bombardment, the last 2 in Icebound Tomb, the last 2 in Judgment Lightning, and that is it. So that is the PvP setup I have. Now let's go ahead and look at the PvE setup I have. So this is my PvE only setup. I don't really use this setup too much personally because I like to use my all-around setup. So I'm going to go ahead and explain my all-around setup, and then I guess if you guys only strictly want PvE, I will show you that last setup. But I use this one for PvE VP. So just in case I'm doing any activity in the game and I don't feel like swapping anything, this is the build I use for all of it, right? I might change out like a couple skills or something for PvP purposes like arena, but I'll just swap to my PvP main. But these are the 2 ones I bounce from. So let's go ahead and talk about this one, right? So for PvE related, this also has some of the PvP skills in it, but it's really PvE related. But let's go ahead and talk about it, right? The Focus Fire Bombs, we got Chain Lightning again, Ice Spear Bombardment, Infernal Wave, Cleaving Moonlight. This is what changed. We got Hellfire Rain. Okay, this changed on this setup. We still got Camouflage Cloak, Brutal Incision, Fireball Barrage is another thing that changed on here. Then we got Victorious Energy, Frost Smokescreen, and Judgment Lightning still. All right, and also our passives are still the same from the PvP side, but it still works in PvE. So this is what it is. For our skill specializations, okay, so a change a little bit. So Cleaving Moonlight, we got the first one, but we got the first 2 in Shadows Escape here. Everything is the same as the PvP one, except for the Infernal Meteor has been changed to Hellfire. So that is the change for the PvE version. Last but not least, this is the PvE complete PvE version, which I don't use anymore, but this still works. This was what I had prior to 3000 before. This is what got me all the way up to 3000 combat power. So if you're below that, this is a good setup for you to start on. We've got Focus Fire Bombs, Chain Lightning, Frost Smokescreen, Infernal Wave, Cleaving Moonlight, Shadow Strike, Ice Spear Bombardment. This time we're using Ankle Strike. Okay, what this does is knocks the enemy down that you're fighting. You gotta bind them first before the activation of the knockdown, right? So you have to use this skill before you can use Ankle Strike, right? Then we're going with Inject Venom so we can get that extra dot damage on it for poison. Then we're going with Judgment Lightning, Victorious Energy, and then we're going with Inner Peace so we can regain that mana back quickly. Now the passes we got here is Flame Condensation, Forbidden Sanctuary, Mana Ball Eruption. We have a Mana Ball Eruption on here. Then we got Assassin's Instincts, Wrathful Edge, Destructive Fang is on here for the poison. Then we're going Assassin Step and Mana Amp. Now the skill specializations for this one is the first one and the last 2 for Cleaving Moonlight. Shadow Escape doesn't have anything in it this time. Brutal Incision is the second one. And then we're going down to Staff. We got the first 4 for Focus Fire Bombs, the last 3 for Infernal Wave, all 3 for Chain Lightning, all 3 for Judgment Lightning, the first and third one for Ice Spear Bombardment, and then the last one for Victorious Energy. So that is it. That covers all aspects of this game, PvE, PvP, and both. I showcased all 3 of the current equipment setup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. If you are a returning viewer, make sure you hit that like button as well. Everybody subscribe if you haven't already. Our ratio is off. We're at 95% new to returning subscribers. So make sure you guys all subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.